If you're like me, you are taking many videos, many photos, and you are starting to see things like this, a line that is almost maxed out of storage. You're probably seeing it on your phone, on your tablets, on your laptops, on all your devices, and you are starting to realize that you either have to pay for more storage or you have to delete stuff that you're not ready to delete. This is the point I'm at, and I'm going to take you with me on a photo and video organizational process. I have 5 steps in this process. I'm going to follow them as I share them with you, and we are going to get our photos and our videos finally organized. And also, I'm sharing a guide that is going to help you get organized by sharing my 5-step process with a fillable form that you can follow as you're going through your videos and your photos. A link to that will be in the description. So the very first step in this process is to write out every single location that you are storing photos and videos, and not just storing, but maybe capturing. Even think of places like YouTube or Canva where you are uploading certain photos or videos, just so you have a good, nice long list of every place where you are capturing these items. The great thing about this is that I've saved you this step from having to write it out and think of all the locations. In my guide, the first step lists all of the locations I have that I've thought of and other ones, and then also blank lines for you to fill in when you think of others that you have that I didn't list. It's great to go through it all, and they'll start coming to you of all the different locations. It's also a great step to have if you want to share it with somebody. Let's say in the future somebody needs to access your sites to get to your videos or have that available to them. It is so nice to have it all in the list. You can also go ahead and add the link and maybe the password if those individuals need that in the future. So as I went through, I was identifying not only the location, but I was starting to think of step 2, which is where is and what is going to be your master location. So let's say you end up with 5 different locations. You've got external hard drives, you've got cloud solutions, you've got physical devices that you are holding and storing your photos and your videos. Well, you have to decide where is the first place, the priority place. I call it the master location for those different files. So I went through and listed all the places I have my personal photos and all the places I have my personal videos, and then all the locations for YouTube. Then I started to identify the primary location. And you can see here, I was up to 8 different locations for my personal photos. And that's just because I've been doing that the longest. Being an avid scrapbooker for over 25 years, I was primarily taking photos, and lots of them, and putting them in multiple places to be able to use them, print them, and, just have them as a record. And not only that, I did put here the 8th location was that I actually printed them and put them in scrapbooks. So I actually have physical copies and digital copies. And I just had to track, though, having so many in a history of 25 plus years of photos, I needed to track all the locations. And once again, this will be useful for those individuals in the future if they want to find where these photos are. So it's great for cleanup because 8 locations is way too many. And that's where I'm going to try to consolidate and get it down to 3, and then I'll know where is my primary place. And that's when I'm going to go ahead and unsync OneDrive. I'm going to eventually, that old laptop is no longer going to work. And then my phone, I'm cleaning those off, and then Shutterfly, I'll probably stop that service and start maybe printing at home, since I'll be doing fewer and fewer photos that I'll be printing. So great exercise to see the big picture get down to a smaller, more refined and defined process. And now I know what to do going forward. So you don't have to do this on paper. It is the second page of the guide that shows you and has you pick out which is your master location. When I started going through my list, my masters actually changed as I was going through everything. I thought my masters would be the cloud solution. I thought Google should be the ultimate master. But I realized if I kept going down that path, I'd always be paying for storage. Always have to increase, because eventually you're going to either have to delete or buy. Those are your choices. And that's when I decided that these 2 should be my master location, and then the cloud should be a backup. But we really want to make sure we have a physical location and a cloud solution as a backup. Whether you want to to do one or the other as your primary, that's totally up to you. But in this step 2, the primary decision is to decide what is your primary location, your master location for your photos, for your videos, and they can be different locations if needed. So now that I've identified in the first step all the locations, the second step to identify the master locations. So step 3 of this process is to move everything to the master locations. This is going to help you realize what you can do away with, what you can stop syncing. For me, it's OneDrive. I'm not going to be using OneDrive anymore. I'll leave the photos that are there because that's mostly personal stuff, but I am not going to continue syncing with that solution. It's just one more place to maintain, and I have plenty of places. I don't need to keep doing that. So I actually did this physically. I did this while we were on vacation. I knew it was a great period of time to actually work on this. Moving photos and videos does take time. It's not that it takes you the time. It takes time for your systems to go through and download and re-upload to other locations. So be prepared. It's a perfect task to do while you're doing something else. I usually do this while I'm on my bike. I can have those videos going and be doing something else like watching TV and also pedaling. It's my multitasking way of doing things, so I love that. So that is an option there to keep, multitasking, because it does take that time to upload all those. I have already moved from my phone, which I'm recording from. I have moved the photos for the last 4 months, and I've put them into coordinating folders. So I went ahead and dumped them and made a folder for each month. And then in each month, I made folders and organized all the photos into categories from that month. Then what I'll do next is I will move all of these from the laptop to the external hard drive. So I did have to do this in between phase to get my photos moved from my phone to the actual hard drive. Helps me also organize them, get them into the folders I wanted, and now they will be easily moved. Now this is the longest step of the process. It does take a little bit of time to go through them, categorize them, identify them, and move them. But you can definitely do this in spurts, 1 month at a time, a category at a time, and it's just going to be super helpful. I'd like to have done all my months at once instead of doing 1 month then moving it, 1 month then moving it. I like that I did them all at once, and that helps you just stay on task and also helps so that you don't get behind or forget where you left off. This is also where sticky notes will be your friend, because if you are in the middle of this process and you're doing a certain batch or a certain month or a certain category, it is so easy to forget if there's any time in between when you do these tasks. So a Post-it note, little sticky note, leaving it by your desk or on your laptop, letting you know where you left off. Trust me, I have come back so many times, even the next day, not knowing where I left off because things just take different times and you're multitasking. And so it's a super helpful tip to have that sticky notes right there by you. Now we're ready for the 4th step in the process. The 4th step is going to be to organize and to have productivity tools to help you get organized. So this usually means creating that folder system. It also means the tools for productivity for deduping. There's also some tools for relabeling your folders and your documents and your photos and your videos files to rename them in mass. So there's some tools out there. I'll have those also listed in the guide so you can see what options are available to you based on what device. But there are some good ones to help you just kind of streamline and organize your process. And that is going to be helpful going forward. You know exactly what to do, what to label it, what to name your folders, and it's going to be really helpful to upkeep. So that's where step 4 is really good, to just get organized and to really have a good system for the next step. And that next step is step number 5 is maintenance. So it may seem like it takes a bit of time to get through steps 1 through 4. And the time it takes is usually the upload of all these files and the movement of all these files. But it is actually such good work to do up front, because step 5 is going to be maintenance, and that's where you're only going to have to do this step on a monthly or weekly or continuous basis and not have to do steps 1 through 4 again unless you've let things get out of hand, which can happen. So that's why my guide is super helpful if you need to pull it out again, refamiliarize yourself with all of the locations again, the masters again, the organization method, the tools available for productivity to help you get organized, and then you're right back to maintenance mode. So maintenance mode is super helpful. It's the perfect way to identify what you're gonna do, how you're gonna do it on a schedule, whether it's weekly, whether it's monthly. For me, I'm gonna start off weekly with very small things. I don't wanna give myself a whole long list of things to do every week. That seems like a lot. Maybe just one or two things, like download the previous video I just uploaded to YouTube. Go ahead and download it and get it on the right master location and have a backup. That's all I do, maybe once a week, because I'm usually putting out 1 to 2 videos a week. Maybe on a monthly basis, that's where I clean up all of my Google photos and all of the things out there, duplicates, things that are blurry, and just help go through all those to streamline that. That's going to be super helpful and easy to do to maintain on a monthly basis. So that is the 5-step process to help you get organized with your photos and your videos. Now remember, I do have a link below to the actual guide listing all these steps, helping you determine all your locations, identifying the primary locations, going ahead and providing those productivity tools to help you organize with your file folder names, also helping with deduping on your devices, and then also having that great way for you to locate and to identify your maintenance schedule. So all of this is included in the guide. Again, the link is below. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful. If it was, be sure to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments. I'll see you soon. In the meantime, I have another video here for you to catch on another organizational process I did. I look forward to sharing more.